What's up, guys? Christian Soda here for RedChipPoker.com, and I am in my basement. And while I was in my basement, I decided to do some laundry, and I found this beautiful Red Chip Poker T-shirt, and I said, "Hey, why don't I jump into this little forum here and answer some questions?" And while I answer those questions, why don't I turn on the camera and do it too? So now I'm here answering questions for you, and specifically answering questions for EZ, who asks, do we raise proportionally in straddled pots? So what does he mean by this? He means that normally in a 1-2 game with no limpers, he opens to 8, and when there's a straddle, he opens to 16. So for example, it'll be 1, 2, 4, $4 being the straddle, and now he opens to 4x, and he opens uh, an additional $4 extra for every limper there is. So if it's 1, 2, 4, and then there's a limper for 4, he would open now to 20. So his question is this normal? Is this what people do? And I'm gonna answer that. So additionally, he asked that there's been a common thing in the 1-2 game where, you know, that we've spoken about here, where we're opening bigger sizes, especially from late position on top of limpers. So say there's 4 limpers, we would consider opening to 20, 25 in a 1-2 game. So would you do this in a straddle pot? Say, would we raise it to 50, right? And I'm going to say this. So as well, if you look at this article, I mean, forum post, Easy says that he doesn't abide by um, what we've been preaching lately of like opening bigger sizes to 20, etc. from late position, but he sees why we do it. So if you look at why we do it in the first place, right? It's because of the pain threshold, right? And that's been like the buzzword of this last like 2 months, right? Um, so and what I mean by that is, are we threatening stacks, right? Do people feel like we're threatening stacks? And if we look at what a straddle does, right? Does that increase or decrease the threatening of stacks, right? Obviously, I would say that it increases the threatening of stacks, given that stacks are now shallower. There's more money going in. So in a straddled pot, all that really you need to take into account is stack sizes, right? So I don't necessarily think you need to raise to 30 or 50 or 60 in proportion to what we would do without the straddle, right? So without the straddle, and if it's 1 to a couple limpers to me, I might consider making it 20. And reason being is because 20 already touches the pain threshold, given that stacks are being threatened, right? Additionally, if there's a straddle, now there's 1, 2, 4, 4, 4 back to us. I don't think you need to make it 50, even though that is what proportionally it might be if it was a 1, 2 without the straddle. Because the only thing that necessarily matters is, are we touching the pain threshold? Are we threatening stacks? So if stacks are at 200, if stacks are at 300, if we make it 30, 35, that's plentiful to threaten stacks. That's plentiful to start to touch the pain threshold. So in conclusion, I think that no, you don't have to raise proportionally. But yes, you have to try to find the pain threshold, or try to find the number that threatens stacks most easily, right? So that might not necessarily be, you know, proportionally the same number as it would be a 1-2. It might actually be lower. Finally, I'm gonna find another freaking word besides pain threshold, because that obviously seems to be a buzzword and I keep using it. And you guys are like latching onto it now. So I'm gonna find another word. I don't know what word it is, but I just want to answer this question and wrap it up. Peace.